gallon 2%, 1%, and skim Nature's Touch milk, just $2.99. Hey, looking to make that perfect movie night milkshake? Or how about making those morning waffles extra fluffy? Our fresh, straight from our dairy Nature's Touch milk is on sale and ready for your fridge. Quick hot savings from Quick Trip. Yeah, we're here to save you some moolah.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Proud partner of Marquette Athletics. One call, that's all.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The hell is going on in Madison right now? Jeepers Christmas, who's running the board?
Young Riley.
Riley Yao, come on, man. I love ya. I don't want to take you out on Friday. And I'm in a good mood. Not anymore. Happy to have you on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin finally. Presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I refuse to use the term must win. I think it's lame. So we're going to talk about this game on Sunday as a must-win without calling it a must-win. Sound good, Kyle Wallace?
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
That's Kyle Wallace, the second biggest Packer fan of the show. How's your mood, may I ask? Because it was a Monday night football game, and they lost, and you were on a typical Sunday Packers loss. Your mood doesn't change until Thursday, so this would be the day in terms of a normal week, but with a Monday Night Football game, Friday would be the day this week that your mood turns to a positive light.
A little concerned. You guys said I was pessimistic today? A little negative?
Yeah,
a little bit. You framed the question
in the pre-show meeting,
yes.
it was framed negatively.
Which is not common.
And Brad, called that out, and I was like, you know what? He's right. And so one of our questions we'll ask the audience today is framed positively to flip Kyle's brain to get more frequency toward the Green Bay Packers in a positive light.
Yeah, let's try. Let's try to do it. You know, it's just coming off that loss. You just got the feels and nervousness about what you really want.
Yeah.
Kyle,
we're going to help you figure out what you want. That's Brad Nortman, also talking 6-time, 6-year NFL punter.
That's right. Two things. One, if you don't like the must win, what are we going with? Like critical victory?
Today, de facto playoff game.
De facto playoff game. I like that. And Kyle, when the Packers lose, going into the next game, are you naturally a bit more like defensive, pessimistic? And if they win, you're a bit more optimistic?
This is a new year.
Or is there a pure reset after each game?
It's a new year. And the difference is when you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback and you have experience along the offense, you have, defense that,
You can just say over the last 30 years.
Yeah, so over the last 30 years, you always had a good offense. And so when you have that, you always feel confident in the bounce back. But when you have so much unknown going into a game after a loss to a bad loss and going into a team that's better, you're just a little nervous, especially when expectations went from, hey, let's win 6 or 7 games this year to, hey, we have this opportunity to make the playoffs. So when expectation shifts, more pressure gets applied, more anxiety about the game comes, and that's why the pessimism and the negativity comes out more because of the fact that, you just don't know how you're going to respond.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line for you to get involved. Again, 800-990-ESPN. We are streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, and young Riley Yauk in the ESPN Madison studios, the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, does not have us up on YouTube. Chris, this is 2 days in a row that the young producers are running wild under the direction of Jesse Nelson, the producer of Wilde and Tausch, their content manager.
Prior to the show, I sent young Riley and Alex Strofe an email with the exact title that was supposed to be put on.
And you know what's interesting is Alex G., who was running the board in Madison, is in Milwaukee today.
That was wild.
And he came up to me and he was like, hey, took ownership, right? And I love that. And so shout out Alex G, Riley Yauk get it together, and if Strofe is not pulling his weight and setting you up to succeed, I will see him on Sunday at the Green Bay Game Day pregame show up at Lambeau Field, and we'll have a talk. So let's get it figured out, Madison. But we want to talk to you about this. I'm in a good mood.
We just ran a bus over there.
I'm in a good mood.
Name,
this is a good mood.
Yeah, this is good. I'm in a good mood. Yeah.
My goodness.
I mean, did I say anything mean there?
No,
just calling facts.
Jeez, you just put everybody's business out there. I ain't gonna tell you none of my secrets.
It wasn't mean, but it wasn't gentle either.
That's exactly what I was going for. 800-990-3776. I mean, it's a de facto playoff game. And, to me, this is something that you have to take as a huge game, as a fan, as a staff, as a player, as an organization. You're playing a team that is also playing for a playoff spot. And to be honest, they're playing to win their division. They are tied atop the NFC South, which is a disaster, 3 teams at 6 and 7. And so they're playing for, I believe, what would be a home game? They'll have even if it's a wild card game as a division champ. That, they're playing for a lot against the Green Bay Packers. And the Green Bay Packers, as we all know, are coming off a loss in which Tommy DeVito made them look bad. And so to me, you have to treat this as a de facto playoff game. Mark Tauscher of Wilde and Tausch last year called it in week 9 or so. I'm making up the week, but he called it early. He said week 18, game 17 against the Lions was going to be a de facto playoff game. And it was. And I think the vibe and the atmosphere around this game on Sunday should be the exact same way.
You know me, I'm a big numbers guy, and I know that not everyone on this crew believes and loves hearing about probabilities and shifting and of whatnot, but there's a couple reasons why it's a playoff game. First, let's talk about implications of this win. Right now, going into this weekend, it's basically a coin flip if the Packers are going to make a playoffs. I'm seeing anywhere from 49 to 50% that they're going to make the playoffs. With a win, that jumps up to 71%. With a loss, it goes down to 29%. That's almost a 50% swing in likelihood of making the playoffs. Huge game, similar type of effect for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's the other reason why it is a playoff game. It's because both teams have a lot at stake. They both basically need to win. We don't want to use the term must win. But it's a critical game for both, where a loss is so damaging to where it knocks them to where it's improbable for them to make the playoffs. Josh Allen for the Bills, he said a couple weeks ago, hey, from here on out, every game's a playoff game for us. I kind of get that, but for it to be a playoff game, you need both teams having that mentality. That's what makes playoff games so good, is that both teams are winner go home. So that's why this week is much more of a playoff game than, let's say, next week against the Carolina Panthers, because they don't have a ton to play for. But the Buccaneers, the Packers, they have everything to play for. It's time to lay it all on the line, and that's why I think we need everybody to be all in. I'm going to get after somebody a little bit later in the show being all in.
Ooh, Brad after somebody.
Brad Smoke.
That's right.
Wait a minute, yeah. Brad, you going to bring the smoke to somebody?
He thinks he's a linebacker and tight end in high school again.
Yeah,
this is great.
I know. I get that mentality, man. It comes up every once in a while.
I like that once in a while.
We got to poke that bear and get him out more.
Yeah.
Pow!
Ben loves to poke bears.
Pow! Press buttons more so.
Yeah, you sure do. But here's the thing. You're absolutely right. For me, when I look at this game, I look at a growth opportunity for this team, right? This is a chance, and I've been told, we talked about this whole year. I even talked about it previously about the expectations. Expectations for this team have shifted, and now you have an opportunity to take on a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that has guys who have been there before, who have had major playoff games. They had a major playoff game against you a couple years ago in Lambeau, I believe it was. And then on top of that, they have won a Super Bowl. So you're going up against a team that has pieces from championship pedigree who know what it's like to play an intense game. Can this young Green Bay Packers team understand the moment that they have and put themselves in a position to take the next step? That's why, again, de facto playoff game, that's exactly what this is, because in this game, if you win this game, you know what you do? Tiebreakers. That's another big thing. You want to, there's a lot of teams that are mixed up in there, but you have an opportunity to put yourself ahead because you would rather have the Falcons, and this is going deep. You rather have the Falcons win the division and have a tiebreaker win against the Buccaneers versus it being the Falcons who you already lost to. So you're thinking about down the road how important this game is, because you do not know how the rest of the season is going to play out, and you control your own destiny. When you control your own destiny as the Green Bay Packers, you must take advantage of that. And so can the Green Bay Packers show up on Sunday and continue to control their own destiny and take a step in the next direction in what is going to be an intense football game inside Lambeau Field that means a lot for your season. The other teams that you play, those games may not be as intense. The Vikings game will be, but you don't know what you're going to get from the Panthers. You don't know what you're going to get from the Bears. But with Tampa Bay, this is an opportunity to see if you can play at a high level in a situation that matters a lot right here at home in front of your hometown fans at Lambeau.
So typically when it comes to a, Green Bay Packers game, we're trying to really dive into like the big storylines. And this isn't normally to me a big storyline, but when all three phases played like booty, cheeks, what else should you say?
Two things I love.
Well, they played like that in the bad way. Not the good way. They were doing the bad way of that. And when it comes to that, it's the offense, defense, and special teams. Abysmal. I mean, first half offense, bad. Defense throughout the games, you didn't sack Tommy DeVito, and he ran through you 200 yards with him and Barkley, and the special teams were abysmal. So we'll get a poll out there right now for everyone to react to on KBN ESPN on Twitter. So we can go with the at KBN ESPN. What phase is most important for a win on Sunday? The offense, the defense, or the special teams? 800-990-3776. Now here's in the way of trying to get Kyle Wallace on the bright side of things, and I'm moving past yelling at Madison producers or anybody right now. It's moving forward positively for our guy Kyle Wallace. And as we do that, what I want to say is there is an opportunity to use the abysmal game against the Giants to set yourself up as a team moving forward and proving it in this game. You don't want to look at it this way, but they did play horribly and have a chance to win. Now, you can dive in deep in how you got there.
Yeah,
that's besides the point. They were in position. But you can learn from every phase last week and apply it to this de facto playoff game and set the tone moving forward against the Panthers, Vikings, and Bears, right? Like, what do you want your identity to be as a team these last four games? Are you going to be the front runners who showed up against the teams where you were underdogs? Or are you going to be the team that when you're favored and things like our expectations are rising for you, you're going to fold? So for me, I look at this as a big opportunity, and I do believe that there is enough in this team. They're flawed, but there is enough in this team that they've showed enough fight. You just need to put together a full game against another average team with flaws and beat them on your home turf to set the tone for the next three games to make the damn playoffs.
This might be the best thing Ben has ever said. It has to be. Because you said exactly what it needs to be. This is your opportunity to prove who you really are. What is your true identity? I love that mentality because we talk about growth. This is a great growth game. When you're responding, it's responding to who are we going to be for the rest of the season and who are we going to be moving forward? What will the identity be of the Jordan Love-led Green Bay Packers? This is your chance to prove it. This is your chance to show up and do it.
Well, and
I think I messed up on the poll.
How'd you mess up on the poll?
Because I said which phase is most important for the Packers win on Sunday? Offense, defense, and I should have just said special teams not screwing up. Because the special teams aren't going to win, but I wanted to make it clear, like it's just that.
Delete it, start over.
The special teams have
What do you think, Chris? Should we change that?
Positive.
Delete it and start over.
I'm on it right now.
Love it. I like special teams not screwing up.
Yeah, I mean, because the Packers special teams has rarely been a net positive. You're just kind of hoping that they hold their own and let the offense and defense do their thing. But guys, almost every team throughout any given NFL season, they will get embarrassed. At some point, they will get embarrassed, particularly on national television. It will happen. It takes a rare season to go 16-0, 15-1, whatever, and lose a close game. The Packers got embarrassed on Monday Night Football. The good teams, the great teams, they respond the next week. The bad teams let that cascade into worse performances. So it's been great to see the Packers step up, get big wins against the Lions and the Chiefs. I'm interested to see this team's character after a national embarrassment.
But what do young teams do, right? If you look at this game, you take away the green and gold rose-colored glasses that I have on all the time, and you just look at it from a perspective of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the experience that they have versus the Green Bay Packers with the youth and inexperience that they have. The Buccaneers should have the upper hand in that ultimate game. I know each team is different each year, but just overall experience that you just kind of talked about and how you respond, the Buccaneers have been here before. The Packers really haven't. That's something that I look forward to seeing.
So I think I was just going to go, as you say, like, when a young team is in this situation, what do you expect, right? It's very clear two of which ways. It's going to be, we're going to play fearless and not fold in the moment because, again, we have, like, they don't have anything to lose, right? Anything that they can do the rest of the season to your guys' argument of putting their way towards the playoffs will help. Every experience for a young team matters, right? Being in a de facto playoff game situation is a learning experience, win or loss. And I know that's not what people want to hear, but it is important when you are expected to win 7.5 as your over-under for the season, and now you're changing your expectations for the playoffs. So to me, this de facto playoff game is huge because this is a moment where you're gonna see, like, is this young team gonna play fearless, or are they gonna play on their heels and let the veterans, like you say, sort of shine more?
I do think they have something to lose. The expectations in that locker room after they won 4 or 5 games, the expectations in the overall organization, they shifted. It has shifted from everybody from thinking this team maybe could make the playoffs one day, maybe they'll be competitive, to, oh, they suck this year, to, oh my gosh, they're in the driver's seat to make the playoffs. They're in the 7th seed. They have everything in front of them. They made it through the toughest part of their schedule. Now they have 5 easy games to go. They have a lot to lose. You know what it is as an athlete, Brad and Ben, you know, when your expectations shift, you think, oh, man, we got to win these games. There's more pressure on this team this week than what there was against the Lions.
The poll is updated now on KBN ESPN, and you can chime in 800-990-3776. Which phase is most important for a Packers win on Sunday? Offense, defense, special teams not screwing up. What a bar, baby. Way to go, Rich Bisaccia, and your $2 million you're getting paid each year. You've really set a high new standard for this team. 800-990-3776. I believe this de facto playoff game will go in the favor of the Green Bay Packers. I just, like, they haven't given me a reason to, like, doubt them completely. You know what I mean? Like, if I had reason to doubt them completely, I would be sitting here, if it was 50-50, probably leaning against them. I'm sitting here above 50% that this team's going to show up and actually put out at home where they've been better all year long. We'll hear from you, 800-990-3776. Getting you ready for Packers Buccaneers.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you from a breakup?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no.
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it, so I had to ask.
I mean, I ain't gonna put my old shorties on blast, but
why not? They're old shorties.
I've had some
old shorties.
My parents listen to this show. I don't want my parents to know the craziness that I've dealt with that they son been a part of.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. It's college football bowl season on 94.5 ESPN. Doubleheader bowl action happens on Saturday. Starting at 9:30 Saturday morning, it's the Myrtle Beach Bowl, followed by the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Bowl games on ESPN Milwaukee are brought to you by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. With 7 essential vitamins, it's the clean energy drink you need to stay active and energized all day long. Find Celsius at a retailer near you or visit Celsius.com to learn more.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination. And purchasing gift cards for the island makes holiday gift giving easy. Treat the golfer on your list to a stay and play package on championship courses. Gaming, dining, entertainment, the Drift Spa. There's something for everyone with Island Resort and Casino gift cards. Order today by calling 877-ISL-SHOW and experience the possibilities at the island.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Join Shaka Smart, Jen Latta, and special guest Trey Norman on Thursday, December 21st from 6 to 7 p.m. for Marquette Thursdays at Motor Bar and Restaurant on the Harley-Davidson Museum campus.
The 7th-ranked Golden Eagles wrapped up the non-conference portion of their schedule with an 84-79 win over St. Thomas at Fiserv Forum, led by senior forward Oso Iguodaro, who tied a career high with 21 points on 7 of 10 shooting. Sophomore guard Chase Ross, who finished with 11 points, including a clutch 3 with 2:41 to play to put the Golden Eagles up 2 possessions.
Kolik bumped by Dobbs, back to Cam Jones, who'll penetrate off to Ross. Wide open 3, good.
Big shot by Ross.
Baby, bigger than big.
At 9-2 with the non-conference slate behind them, Marquette opens up Big East play Tuesday night at Providence.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Motor Bar and Restaurant on the Harley-Davidson Museum campus is the home of Marquette Thursdays all season long.
Beyond where you play, there's a pickleball kingdom where you can take lessons, grab a bite to eat, shop the pro shop, or join a league. Pickleball Kingdom Brookfield is the newest professional indoor facility in the Milwaukee area with unlimited access to court time. They're offering over $100 off a 3-month membership gift certificate. Don't forget this perfect holiday gift in anticipation of Pickleball Kingdom's grand opening. Pickleball Kingdom Brookfield, opening spring 2024 at the Ruby Isle Shopping Center. pickleballkingdom.com/Brookfield.
Cousin Subs just got better. With our newest mobile app update, we've made it easier to purchase your favorite subs and sides with Apple or Google Pay and the ability to make split payments. And that's not all. Can we get your digits? Sign up today for our new text messaging program to unlock exclusive coupons and offers at cousinsubs.com or via our app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
Check out our brand new Hyundai dealership, one of the largest in the Midwest.
Step inside of our state-of-the-art showroom where you can view our new Hyundai models and some of our finest certified pre-owned.
We've also expanded our service center, staffed by our factory certified technicians.
And right next door, we've started construction on our all-new Genesis of Waukesha dealership.
But we're not just building walls, we're building careers.
So if you're looking for a career with great benefits and opportunity for growth, Boucher is the place for you.
At Boucher, we ride with you every mile.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust. Kyle Wallace getting his positivity on, turning the corner, finally, from the New York Giants game. Brad Nortman also here, 6-time NFL punter. Chris Larson running the show, and Riley Yaukin-Madison getting it all together. 800-990-3776. It's posted on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Which phase is most important for a Packers win on Sunday? And we have the options of the offense, the defense, and the special teams not screwing up. And now this has raised the percentage for the special teams since we redid the poll, because more people are on the special teams not screwing up, but it still is the majority split at around 44% offense, 44% defense.
It's a pretty interesting split. To me, it's the offense. I mean, when I look at this, look, I know what I'm going to get out of this Joe Barry defense. I just know what I'm going to get. It's going to be bend but not break. It's going to be a lot of rushing yards this weekend. I expect Rachaad White to put up 100-plus yards. And I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense is going to get theirs, and they're going to score somewhere between 17 and 23. I just think that's where it's going to end up. This is not a particularly high-octane offense, but there's enough playmakers to makes you a little bit afraid of what they might do. But to me, it's the offense, because there's so many injuries, right? A.J. Dillon's thumb. Is Aaron Jones going to play, and how healthy will he be? All of the receivers and playmakers that are out. How will Jordan Love respond to the game that he had on Monday Night Football? So to me, it's the offense. It always comes down to the offense, in my opinion. If the offense is doing its thing and they're clicking and they can put up 25, 30 points, the Packers will get the victory. And this is in the safe confines of Lambeau Field. This is a great opportunity for Jordan Love to again enter a pressure, meaningful situation and operate this offense and be accurate and command this team to score points against a team that this defense in the Buccaneers, they can be had. They're kind of the same thing as the Packers, guys. They give up a lot of yards, but they're sort of somewhere in the 20, they're like 13th in scoring defense, right around where the Packers are. Bend but not break. So I want to see this offense be efficient in the red zone, not get field goals, but get touchdowns. So to me, it comes down to the offense. If the offense is crisp and clean and they're efficient, I think the Packers get the victory.
I mean, I disagree. Kyle, where are you?
Listen, offense definitely needs to step up. That's something they need to win a football game. They need to win a game for this team. If the defense is going to allow too many points, then you need the offense to step up. But here's the thing I'm going to go at. I'm going to look at the thing that I feel like a couple days ago was the reason why we lost that football game, and it's special teams. The special teams must step up. They cannot screw up. They screwed up on Monday night, and what did that lead to?
We're not asking them to score points. We're not asking them to do anything other than don't ruin it.
We're asking you not to ruin it, and that's exactly what we need to get. When you look at this team, that special teams, they're very undisciplined. Last season, they were undisciplined. They had 20 or 23 defensive special teams penalties last year, which was tied for third most in the NFL. This year, they already have 20 of them. They had to cut a guy because of him being undisciplined, and Dallas leave it with penalties as well this year. The Packers special teams has not been a plus for this team. We talk about field goal kicker. You went in on our field goal kicker earlier this week in Anders Carlson. That's been an issue as well. Special teams needs to step up. It needs to be consistent. It needs to deliver. Brad can tell you because he's a B-52 bomber that having a great punt can really flip the field and can help the team. The Green Bay Packers in this game, you need to win all three phases of the game, and you cannot let the one that honestly I feel like you can control the most in special teams not go awry. So I'm saying the special teams is the most important thing that must be consistent. It must be solid in order for this team to win, because if offense is bad,
don't point at me.
No, I'm just saying, if offense is bad but defense and special teams plays well, you can still win that game. If defense is bad and offense and special teams is still good, you can still win that game. But you know what? Without special teams being good, it's hard to win games in the NFL, especially when you have turnovers on special teams.
Well, I disagree with you and Brad based off the question. I'm not saying you guys are making valid points, but the question being what's most important for the win on Sunday, it is 110% the defense. This reminds me of what was the Los Angeles Chargers game in a way. I'm not calling Baker Mayfield Justin Herbert by any means, but I do know that Keenan Allen, outside of his 2 drops, still went for 100-plus yards and had a monster game. Mike Evans is the wide receiver 1 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I believe he's had 10 straight seasons, if I'm not mistaken, over 1,000 yards. Like, that's production. And you're going up against, if you don't have Jair, he's been practicing, but I don't count Jair as playing until I see the damn active 90 minutes before the game. So I don't count on him. If it's Carrington Valentine and Ballantyne, Mike Evans is going to feast. And that's just the truth. He's going to find ways. And outside of Mike Evans, Rachaad White has had a solid season. Guess what the Packers just did? They didn't touch Tommy DeVito, and the Giants gave up 69 sacks heading into that game. And then when it also came to the running game, they let up another 200-yard rushing game. So to me, in a game like this, in a de facto playoff game, what do we always say? The cliche term, defense wins championships, right? Well, defense wins and needs to produce in games like this, especially when you're going to be a little bit shorthanded. A.J. Dillon broke his thumb on offense. You need the defense to help pick this offense up and give them time to find a flow when there hasn't been a lot of flow and continuity with the pieces going in, out. If Malik Heath is wide receiver 2, to me, I need to see Rashawn Gary get production. He's had 2-3 sack games, not enough like a sack in a game, then a sack and a half in a game, something off the edge, and find a way to limit Mike Evans. I know that sounds hard. Jair, get healthy, damn it, and play.
But don't you think that the spray of results and performance is the biggest in the offense? Like, sometimes they look great, other times they look terrible. And when the Packers offense is playing great, they win those ball games. With the defense, I feel like it's always the same variety of mediocrity.
The defense is consistent.
Consistently,
I don't need them to be consistently okay. I need them to step up and help the offense, who's literally dealing with no tight end 1 that they drafted, Christian Watson out. Again, you're talking about a depleted A.J. Dillon, who is starting to play a little bit better, has a broken thumb. He's only going to be able to, if he plays, he's only going to be able to carry the ball on one side of his arm. That means A.J. Dillon, who's coming off of an injury, who's always on a pitch count, won't be able to be utilized at 100%. You need some help from your defense.
Listen, Ben, anytime you have a defense and a team that anytime the defense has allowed 23 points or more in the game you've lost, that ain't a defense issue. Like, the defense is not great, but that's an offensive issue. That is an offensive issue where your offense is not rising to the occasion.
You're playing a different type of offense.
This week?
Then Tommy DeVito.
I'm talking about the weeks before. You had many. I mean, with the Chargers, I know there were drop
But you would
passes,
agree that all of the progress made against Kansas City and Detroit is thrown away by what they did against Tommy DeVito.
No, I don't think it's thrown away. It's week to week. You lay eggs, you have bad games, and that's why I think
he was the NFC Player of the Week. He was an undrafted free agent, not even the second-string quarterback that became the NFC Player of the Week because of your freaking defense.
There is only one aspect and phase of this team that has been consistently bad for the Green Bay Packers, and that has been special teams. Since they hired their special teams coach in Rich Bisaccia, they have been the most penalized special teams unit in the NFL. That is consistently being bad. They have an identity of being undisciplined. They have an identity of not having a lot of explosive plays. They're not making good enough plays on special teams, which is not helping this football team. If I were to ask you, is the special teams helping the Green Bay Packers, would you say yes or no?
I don't expect them to because they never do.
But that's what you need. That's why you paid that guy in Rich Bisaccia what you paid him, is to try to change what we had with special teams. We need to expect more out of them because that takes the burden off the offense so the offense doesn't have to do everything on their shoulder. Because maybe if the ball gets punted within the 15, you have somebody return it to the 35 or have a big play. I just saw a game last week that was won on special teams by the Ravens. I need the Packers special teams to step up and have it.
That's like asking me to become 6'8", Kyle. I'm not going to become 6'8". I don't care if you're paying Rich Bisaccia $2 million.
There's a surgery to make you 6'8".
But that's the thing, is there's no surgery to fix this special teams in the middle of the season because we know what they are. They have been consistently penalized, consistently bad, and consistently not helping this team. That's why on our poll, we literally say special teams don't screw up. You can't ask them to do something more than not screw up when they can't even do that. So to me, I'm asking the defense, who is you guys say is not the problem, to do a little bit more then. Like takeaways. They suck at takeaways. They need to find a way to help this offense get good field position to help out a short-staffed offense that has a ton of injuries right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate because I'm a special teams guy, right? I'm a special teams guy. I can't remember the last time the Packers had a special teams unit.
Should have drafted you.
That's true. A full unit. Because I think like Tim Mastay and Mason Crosby, those are good specialists. But like when it comes to the full unit, I'm talking about like punt return and all the guys that play on the interior punt. I can't remember the last time it's like those dudes are full of studs. They help the team and they rank in the top 10 of special teams. I can't think about
Our special teams have never been special. That's the issue. You can go back to a lot of different Brandon Bostic on the onside. I mean, our special teams just seem to never be special. We had some good field goal kickers, but overall we have not had our special teams be special and make big impact plays to turn the field, to turn the game. It just hasn't happened.
Peaked with Desmond Howard in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Then downhill from there.
For real, though.
800-990-3776. Chris chimes in from the 608. I believe this game starts with the special teams. They set the tone for the offense, either with a good kick or punt return, and the same goes with the defense with pinning them deep in their own territory. Chef Ed thinks the defense, mainly the run defense, and it's hard to argue against that. Steven also with the special team submission from the 262. If we just kick an average length field goal, we likely beat the Giants. And Derek chimes in, it isn't a surprise that our special teams are struggling, and I agree with this. When you look at the age of the roster, of course, young players are going to be more undisciplined, and it's magnified right now for
special teams
season.
Are made up of young guys aspiring. You have a couple special teams journeymen, but that's what rosters are made up of.
That's true.
800-990-3776. Doesn't seem like Kyle's being very positive right now. I thought we were trying to
turn that corner.
I thought we were swinging. I thought we were swinging towards Sunday at noon, but it sounds like it feels like a Thursday on a normal week if the Packers played on a Sunday. But they played Monday. You got to turn the corner, Kyle. 800-990-3776. We'll keep hearing from you. Plus, get to a little KBN Academy. NFL announcing that the Super Bowl in 2027 will take place at SoFi in Los Angeles. More to come on that. Will the Packers be involved? Kyle, what do you think? Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
And if you Venmo'd me money, you know it is gambling. It is not my responsibility to take care of Kyle's feelings, Brad's feelings, Greg Matzik from WTMJ's feelings, or anyone else who participated in this spin. Did I feel bad that it lost? Yes. Should I feel bad anymore? Absolutely not.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I have zero regrets. Y'all are the dumbasses.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Come to Fiserv Forum to see the resurgent Wisconsin Badgers on December 28th and 29th strength in the Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off. See how Coach Hastings has rebuilt the Badgers into a national power. Get your tickets now to see the Badgers battle the Air Force Falcons in primetime on day one. The excitement continues with perennial power and three-time national champion Minnesota Duluth playing the Northeastern Huskies in the other semifinal. Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day two. Get your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
A history-making night for Giannis at Fiserv Forum as the Bucks beat the Indiana Pacers 140-126. The Greek Freak scored a career and franchise-high 64 points, surpassing Michael Ryd's previous record of 57 in 2006.
Taken away by Beasley, feeds it ahead, Giannis. Here comes the exclamation. Flushes it through. How about a clean 64 for the Greek Freak?
Giannis finished 20 of 28 from the floor to go along with 14 rebounds and 4 steals in the win. The 17-7 Bucks continued their homestand Saturday night against the NBA's worst team, the Detroit Pistons.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Circus Sports is now available at American Place. Bet on your favorite Milwaukee and Wisconsin teams, from Wisconsin football and basketball to all the Milwaukee basketball action, as well as more games nationwide. The Circus Sportsbook at American Place has 36 TVs, so you won't miss any of the action. And it's just 30 minutes from Kenosha and 45 minutes from Racine. For more information and to find out about their events, go to circusports.com. All Circus Sports bets must be placed in Illinois. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text GAMB to 833-234.
Ho, ho, ho! I need a window.
Baby, it's cold outside.
So where do I go? Ho, ho.
Come on, Santa. Go to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Now is the time to replace your leaky windows and doors. You and Mrs. Claus can get your new windows while putting no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 18 months. Unwrap this gift now, but pay for it later.
More jingle that stays in my pocket.
That's right, Santa. Plus, our elves install year-round and in as little as 1 day. Pella offers lines in luxurious wood to fiberglass and vinyl.
Why not make a New Year's resolution today?
That's the spirit, Santa.
Pella now, pay later.
Absolutely. Put no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 18 months. But you have to hurry. Offer ends December 31st. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 12/31/2023.
Give the gift of game this holiday season and spread the joy with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. A guaranteed slam dunk for every fan on your list. Recipients can score tickets to Bucks games and other Fiserv Forum events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get their favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a big win for both you and them. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/giftcards.
Are you tired of looking at a dirty, dusty, and cracked garage and looking for a fresh new look? Hi, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I'm here to tell you about Floor Shield by Showtime Floors. Using a state-of-the-art coating 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy, it's tough enough to be used in military bases and airports. Floor Shield is certified as an anti-slip floor and also eco-friendly, all while being UV stable, and my favorite part, easy to clean. This makes it perfect for outdoor spaces, just like your patio. Check it out at ShowtimeFloors.com and work with a specialist to transform your space in as little as 1 day.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Helping Kyle Wallace get positive as we head to the noon game. Packers-Buccaneers de facto playoff game. The Buccaneers tied in the NFC South, playing for a home playoff game. And the Packers young team fighting for that experience, fighting for the chance to learn in the playoffs, fighting through injuries, fighting back from 2-5. It's a big damn game, and I want to make it feel like that. And I don't think that should scare you, Kyle. That should excite you. 800-990-3776. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. But I do want to play a little KBN Academy, Christopher.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, you really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
It is the KBN Academy. Kyle's slacking off. He does not have his master's degree cape from Central Michigan University.
I was looking for music to give to Chris for the next break, and I forgot.
Priorities.
Brad Nortman, also a smarty pants. Dorcas McGee, also known as on the show.
Also, I don't want to cover up this great chain I
You
got
do
on
look
either.
good. If you want to see how good look, normally yesterday,
Thank you.
Yesterday you looked like you had a bad Christmas sweater on. Today you look good.
I actually like the outfit today. I like. First of all, it's like the casual, so it's kind of my kind of vibe.
Thank you.
This Nick's Auto Repair, we got Santa doing his sleigh. I dig it.
I dig
it. The green corduroy pants.
I ain't gonna lie.
You look very festive.
I've been getting a lot of love today, and with you guys approving as well, boy, oh boy, I need to hit the town.
And not to go too deep into it, but that's a good color white. It's not like too white.
It's cream.
Like cream.
Yeah.
I get Bucks vibes.
You know, I'm fashionable. What can I say?
Kyle did say earlier in the week that he wants to get fatter.
He did say that. He said he's too thin.
I need to get thicker. I'm sick of people saying I'm skinny. It's ridiculous.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
No,
I told him he should just lift more and he'll fill out a
There
little
you
bit.
go.
No, the problem is when I work out, I don't fill out like that.
How do you
fill
work
out?
You're not lifting then.
Okay, all right. Go
Lift. Come on, man. Be a meathead.
I'm not doing enough for gains. Maybe I need to get some creatine in my body.
All right, so we have some questions here. We're only allowed to give A's or F's. There's no B's, C's, or D's or anywhere else in between. So I'll start here because the NFL announced that the 2027 Super Bowl will take place at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. A or F, the Packers will be in the Super Bowl within the next 5 years.
Give me an A on this, boys. I really do think they're going to get to the Super Bowl in the next 5 years. They have all the ingredients of what they need. They've got a young, ascending quarterback who looks the part. He's poised. He's talented. You got a bunch of young playmakers that are growing before our very eyes. We just need to dial it in on defense a little bit more. I think the offense, they have a plan on offense, right? The Packers have a plan on offense. Defense has got to get figured out. But I think over the next 5 years, I think this team's making it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there's a formula that we follow, right? We get the quarterback, Brett Favre. We have some years where we have ups and downs, and boom, within 5 years, we win our Super Bowl. We got the quarterback with Aaron Rodgers. You know, he finally gets a chance to start. Within 5 years of him starting, what happens? Boom, Super Bowl.
You're working under the assumption that Jordan will be to the caliber of Brett and Aaron now. That's a tough proposition, and I'm bullish on Jordan.
I mean, when we look at the numbers, statistically speaking, Jordan is in the same hemisphere and atmosphere as Aaron Rodgers. He is no Aaron Rodgers, but statistically speaking, with lesser talent around him.
Statistically is a tough word.
Statistically.
There you go.
Oh, boy, I almost said something. But as I was saying, we're following that same formula. The Green Bay Packers will be in a Super Bowl within the next 5 years. Absolutely. Give me A, baby.
I'm going to go F because I don't believe in the organizational structure. I think the way that Mark Murphy is leaving in the summer of 2025, the way that Matt LaFleur held on to Joe Barry without even looking for a different defensive coordinator, it's just like the way it's structured right now. I understand the way the Packers system has worked, right? You brought in Favre, rather, and you got your Super Bowl within those 5 years. You got Aaron Rodgers come in, you got the Super Bowl within the 5 years. The way it's working a little bit better right now is the cheat code. If you do land the right quarterback in the top 5 and they become your franchise quarterback, the 5 years on a rookie contract and bulk the team up all around that, it's a hard strategy because you have to kind of stink at one point and land your way into the top 5 of an NFL draft. It just to me is a tough proposition. I believe in Jordan. I believe in the young playmakers. I don't believe that they've shown that their defense is growing in a way with all the investments that they've made, whether you believe they're good or bad. It's been where they've drafted. It's been where they've signed guys after they picked up Rasul Douglas off the practice squad, where Devondre Campbell, who was basically on the street, became a first-team All-Pro and you paid him, right? They haven't shown enough from a defensive standpoint for me to believe. And that is how they won the Super Bowl last in 2010, was having a very good defense. So until I see promise in the defense, and as long as Joe Barry's name is associated with this team, I cannot put Super Bowl in my mouth around the Green Bay Packers. Moving
all that haterade. Don't listen to that Packer Nation. Don't listen to none of that Packer Nation.
But like when I asked you both, did I say anything that was unfair?
No.
Exactly. 800-990-3776. We can hear from you as well on KVN Academy. But we'll move to Doritos because they're creating a nacho cheese flavored liqueur called Nacho Cheese Spirit. A or F, you would try this.
That's an F for me, guys. These big food companies, they just take swings and misses, right? And I think they just hope that 1 out of 10 things hit. This is going to be one of the 9 that does not hit. There is nothing about a nacho cheese flavored liqueur that interests me whatsoever. The chips are great. Let's just stick to the chips. But a liqueur, ooh, no thank you.
I mean, the question says you would try this. Not it's going to be a hit. Would you try this?
I wouldn't try it.
Yeah, you
this
would.
is disgusting.
I'm an F.
No,
it's disgusting.
No.
I love the chip. I eat a whole.
Cheetos.
Once you open up the bag, I'm not even talking. I'm not even talking the small bag at the sandwich shop. I'm talking about lip smacking.
You lick it.
I will eat the whole family size bag in one sitting.
They're outstanding.
I'm not trying a liquor that may ruin my nacho cheese love.
It will ruin it. It could ruin the chips.
It could ruin it.
Kyle, you want to try it because you want to get fat.
No.
And people on Dean's got your back. He's saying, I fill out like Chris Farley. Rudy from Sheboygan says, wait till you get to 30, 35. You'll just fill out.
Well, thank you. I'm almost there. So I'm starting to fill out. But no, this sounds like a bad idea, but it sounds like an interesting idea. Like you wouldn't want to take a shot of Dorito nacho cheese.
Hell no.
I mean, listen, if it's 30%, 30 proof alcohol, you say, you know what, let me just take a shot. It may taste good. People have drinking the worst things like pickle juice. I would give it a try. Now, if I didn't like it, then I wouldn't like it. But trying it, you wouldn't dabble it out once?
No. Why would you don't have to do it?
Man,
I would do it if you look at it and say, yeah, I think I would like this. Try it.
So here's the only way I can maybe convince myself to try
it with a chip.
Just relax for a second over there, killer. We got Rum Chata, a great partner on Green Bay pregame show. You can have it at our great houses. And I don't give free ads, but Homer loves Fireball. We combined a cinnamon toast crunch in the Rum Chata with Fireball, which is like, it's like a mixture of those two.
That sounds delicious.
Yes, I agree. The idea of like nacho cheese chips, which are already probably manufactured in a way that are horrible for you as is, and then making it into a liquor that's already, but like, it just sounds syrupy and disgusting.
Imagine this. You're eating a delicious taco, and when you're eating the delicious taco, you wash it down with a shot of Doritos, nacho cheese, liquor. Come on now.
Some things just don't translate, though. This is something that does not translate.
You don't know unless you try it.
I'll let you try it and give us the feedback.
We're going to all try it together. Check us out on
Dumb
social
grad
media.
student Kyle Wallace today. Wouldn't you say, Brad?
Yes, that's a failure.
I'm the teacher.
F.
What you talking about?
Today you are the student. We are the teachers.
The students take over.
Oh, this is tag team me today, huh?
Yeah.
That's what we doing?
Yeah. I was the punching bag all week. 800-990-3776. Diana from Iguanago, Kyle's #1 fan, says, Kyle always looks good.
Thank you, Diana.
Hey.
I think I look exceptionally well today. Definitely go to